to be on green or red? Green. So it's all. Everyone, I'm Laura I. Miller, press officer here at the FBI, and most of you know me. I very much apologize for the delay this morning. There were a lot of people that were stuck in traffic, and there were some other issues, so I truly do apologize. But we're going to get started in about 2 minutes, okay? The only other thing I wanted to mention is we will be releasing a photo of the subject that we're charging today, so I'll let you know as soon as we have that available. We'll email it out to you, okay? Thank you. Oh, one more thing. We have 2 speakers. First speaker is Bill Escalate, the U.S. Attorney. Second speaker is Akil Davis, the Assistant Director in Charge for the FBI here in L.A. Thanks.
Thank you.
You said you'll be emailing out that photo?
Yes.
This is very important.
Or you can email us if you don't get it. But we'll also put it on social media.
Yep. I don't know what Nancy sees me here.
Oh, yeah, I'll turn it on. Okay. 2 seconds delay.
All right, you get it? Thank you.
Oh, I'm also doing that. I was looking around like, oh my god.
That's just the voices in your head.
This thing's sliding. There we go. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Bill Escalate. I'm the United States Attorney for the Central District of California, which covers here Los Angeles. Today, my office and the FBI are announcing the arrest of Daniel Park, a Washington State resident charged in a federal criminal complaint with Title 18, United States Code Section 2339A, providing and attempting to provide material support to a terrorist, the man who committed a suicide car bombing of the American Reproductive Centers in Palm Springs, California. The federal statute makes it unlawful to provide or attempt to provide material support or resources, knowing or intending that they are to be used in preparation for or in carrying out a violation of certain offenses, including 18 U.S.C. 2332A, which is the use of a weapon of mass destruction. The elements of a use of a weapon of mass destruction is that such as a weapon that was used, it was done knowingly against any person or property within the United States, and that property was used and affected interstate or foreign commerce. Mr. Park was arrested last night at John F. Kennedy International Airport in New York City after returning to the United States from Poland, where law enforcement officials there detained him. He's expected to make his initial court appearance today in the United States District Court in Brooklyn, New York. The sole fatality of last month's act of terror was the bomber, 25-year-old Guy Edward Barkis of 29 Palms, California. The bomb injured numerous victims, destroyed the clinic's building, and damaged surrounding buildings and areas, causing a debris field of approximately 250 yards in size. During the investigation, law enforcement learned of Barkis's pro-mortalist, anti-natalist, and anti-pro-life extremist ideology. We also learned that the bomber had help. Mr. Park, who shares Barkis's extremist beliefs, is accused of shipping approximately 180 pounds of ammonium nitrate, an explosive precursor commonly used to construct homemade bombs, to Barkis. Park paid for an additional 90 pounds of ammonium nitrate that was shipped to Barkus in the days leading up to the Palm Springs attack. Law enforcement learned that Park spent approximately 2 weeks visiting Barkus's residence in 29 Palms in late January and early February of this year, spending time together, running experiments in Barkus's garage, where the FBI recovered large quantities of chemical precursors and laboratory equipment after the bombing, as described in the complaint filed today in court. We also know that Park, days after the bombing, left the United States to go to Europe. I stress that this complaint contains allegations only, and that Park is still considered innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. I want to sincerely thank our colleagues at the FBI for their determination and thoroughness in investigating this act of domestic terrorism. I also want to thank Polish law enforcement who detained and ultimately deported Park last night to the United States. Our citizens deserve to live in a country where they feel safe. We will continue to pursue all leads. This is an ongoing active investigation, and will bring anyone involved to justice. I'm now pleased to introduce Mr. Akil Davis, the Assistant Director in charge of the FBI's Los Angeles Field Office, who will further discuss this case.
Good morning. As United States Attorney Bill Escalate said, my name is Akil Davis. I'm the Assistant Director in charge of the FBI's Los Angeles Field Office. I want to begin up front by thanking multiple partners. Some of you've already heard from already at the U.S. Attorney's Office. However, our partners in our legal attaché office in Warsaw, Poland, our authorities and partnerships there, along with the Riverside and San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department, Chief Andy Mills at the Palm Springs Police Department and his resources that assisted in this, and all of our first responders that helped us with this ongoing investigation. Our Joint Terrorism Task Force in Riverside, California is the lead investigative agency, and in doing so, they're working with all of the agencies that I had just mentioned. As the U.S. Attorney highlighted, this is a very detailed investigation, and more facts are coming out every single day. What we know at the moment is that Daniel Park flew to Warsaw, Poland, via Denmark on May 21st, where he was detained on May 30th by Polish authorities. Again, deported back to the United States, where he was arrested last night at JFK. What we know about Park is that he did have similar ideology to Guy Bartkus. He posted about these ideologies on internet forums dating all the way back to 2016. We're able to confirm through our investigation that 6 packages of ammonium nitrate were shipped from Park in Seattle to Bartkus in 29 Palms. We are currently awaiting the results of some of that analysis from the explosive precursor chemicals shipped from Park to Bartkus. We're conducting analysis in both locations. Following the bombing, we executed several search warrants, which is how we know about the 6 packages of ammonium nitrate. One thing that we did determine in our search warrant in Seattle was that Park was in possession of an explosive recipe that was similar to the Oklahoma City bombing. We believe that Park had knowledge of how to create an amphibomb, ammonium nitrate fuel oil bomb. Park media posts was attempting to other-minded ideology and discuss these things on internet forums. We've discussed previously that a phone was found near the bombing site, and a video recording captured Bartkus talking to the camera and going back and forth from the car to the phone that was to the car that was parked in front of the fertility clinic. Bartkus remained in the car for approximately 30 minutes until the explosion occurred. Mr. Park's contributions to the destructive device detonated on May 17th led to the charges today, and we continue to ask the public to come forward with any information. You can call 1-800-CALL-FBI or visit us at tips.fbi.gov. You can also upload photos to fba.gov/Palm Springs vehicle explosion. We must strive to prevent anything like this from happening again. We want to learn everything about the ideology involved in this. We need to know everything we can on anyone that assisted this. We need to keep our community safe, as the United States Attorney stated, and we do that together. Thank you, and we will now open it up for questions. Ma'am.
Are you still looking for any other people involved, anyone else who's kind of part of this organization or those internet forums who might have been involved?
As I stated, it's an ongoing investigation, so we're developing new leads in this case moment by moment.
And can you confirm that they did meet on one of those internet forums, and if so, how long were they in contact?
Jason, do you have that answer? We can't confirm that at the moment.
180 pounds is a lot. How much was used in the bombing in Palm Springs, and is there any indication that there were other targets to follow?
No indication that there were other targets, and our analysis is still trying to determine exactly how much explosives were used. Sir?
The video in the car, can you tell if it was his intention to stay in the car, or do you know if the bomb went out before he intended to get out of the car?
That's unknown.
Okay.
That's unknown.
You
Ma'am.
said that there was similar ideology here. Is it your belief that Park recruited Farkas, or the other way around, or was it more of an equal?
It seems like it was equal, mutual, like-minded individuals finding themselves on the internet in these chat forums. Ma'am.
How were Polish authorities able to become aware of Park and him being in Poland and possibly being connected to this crime?
This is the benefit of the FBI's legal attaché program. Through our FBI agents that assigned to the U.S. Embassy in Warsaw, they can have that relationship with the Polish authorities.
How long had he been on your radar?
Bartkus was not on our radar
He was not.
whatsoever.
How did they know to look for him, and how did that come back to detain him here in the U.S.?
That's a part of our ongoing investigation. So following the explosion on May 17th, the search warrants leading to Sir.
What do they believe?
I don't believe that so there's
You guys saw communicate this
on the gamut chat.
How
Ma'am.
old is Daniel Park?
32.
32 years old.
Indication that Farkas during the 5th of February.
It's in 29 Palm attached garage. Yep.
In detention, there's a, and then the marshals have him transported over to our district. It's not a extradition, but he'll be transported to our district. It usually takes them, it could take a couple weeks for him. You're asking that he be, that's correct, and that is the presumption on charges that presumption that he's to. Just say, lost ideology. You believe that targeted this fertility clinic. They don't believe people should be, new life should be created, that it should be not created without consent. I don't know really what that means, but that is the reason that we believe that they likely targeted the location that they did. That's why we're calling this a terrorist attack. The location was not a coincidence. Yes.
How big is that movement? I mean, are there other people that you're tracking?
Yeah.
Can you speak to that a little bit?
So the movement's been going on at least 10 years that we can see. We have not seen a significant uptick in this. This is the first time we've seen an act of violence as a result of this movement, but the FBI is aware of this ideology.
What do you think the intent was? You talked about finding enough material for the suspect to conduct an act like the Oklahoma City bombing. What is your biggest fear with what their plans were?
I think our biggest fear is that fear of the unknown. and that these two subjects weren't really being tracked by any law enforcement agency, and the fact that they could, on their own, put together such a destructive device.
Did he go to Poland on the run, or why was he leaving the country?
That's unknown at the moment. That's unknown at the moment.
Did you say they were inspired by the Oklahoma City bombing?
I did not say that.
Okay.
So what you're describing is extremely disturbing to many people.
Mhm.
Would you say that within their ideology that they would eventually target perhaps pregnant women?
That's conjecture, and I'm not going to comment on that.
Can I clarify Park's location in all of this timeline? So he was at Barks's house. He left for Poland 4 days after the bombing. Where was he the day of the bombing? Was he still in Palm Springs?
No, so he had traveled in January to February timeframe to Barkis's house and then had returned to Seattle. So we believe on the day of the bombing, he was not in Southern California.
And you guys conducted a search warrant at Park's house in Seattle, and that's where you found the recipe for the bomb. Were there additional bomb materials there?
There were, and that's where we determined that 6 packages had been shipped from the Seattle area by Park to Barkis.
Okay, 2 more questions.
Ma'am.
Just to clarify, you said 180 pounds of ammonium nitrate was shipped, and then an additional 90 pounds was shipped by Park. Is the 180 total, or 180 pounds was shipped, and then an additional 90?
We believe that was broken up over those six packages, those 6 shipments. Yeah.
And that Oklahoma City bombing similar recipe, was that what you guys think was used, or he just had that?
And so our laboratory in Quantico, Virginia is determining that at the moment. And so that's part of the ongoing investigation.
Considering the experiments that the two conducted, do you expect charges to escalate beyond just providing or attempting to provide material support?
I mean, this is a complaint, so at this stage, based on the evidence, that's the charge we're proceeding on. This is an ongoing investigation. We just conducted these searches over the weekend. We're processing all the information and the evidence. The charges could always be added or changed as time goes on. And then you said it was 180 plus 90, right?
180 plus
Yeah,
90.
it is
That's
180 plus 90, so that,
So 270 total?
yes.
And all the 270 was shipped out over those 6 packages?
That's,
Or 90 was recovered at his home, but 180 was shipped to Park?
no, all of it was shipped to Park,
So all 270 pounds?
correct?
Total?
180 shipped to Park, and the additional 90 purchased by Park and delivered to Barkis, but all of it was ultimately delivered to
Understood.
Barkis.
So 180 was actually sent by Park himself. The other 90, Park purchased it. He caused it to be purchased and delivered to Barkis.
Got it.
So he didn't deliver it directly.
Secure him 270 pounds.
Correct.
essentially.
Yes. And again, the last shipment, the last shipment was days before the Palm Springs explosion. And again, as the FBI Assistant Director said, it's the quantities are quite large, and the formula and the methodology was similar to that in the Oklahoma bombing, which is what is the formula that we found at Mr. Park's home.
With him fleeing to Poland, kind of 2 questions. Is he a U.S. citizen, and also does he have any connections to Poland?
He is a U.S. citizen. We are not aware of what, if any, specific connections he has to Poland.
How hard is it to get quantities this large and to ship them? I know you said they weren't on your.
I think it's better, if we don't comment on that right now. But yes, we will. That is something we're looking at, and we'll lay out. The complaint that we filed is a public document. It should be available shortly, and you'll see all these details in that document. And I think.
Yeah, we're gonna make that available to you following the press conference, as well as the photograph of Park. And
Last-
it's very
yeah.
detailed, so a lot of these questions will be.
Okay. Last question.
What is the material normally used for legally?
Say fertilizer.
Yeah, it's fertilizer, farm. It's got multiple uses for farming.
Okay. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate it.